Hello, everybody. It's Lenny Murphy with another one of our interview series. And today, this is a real honor because I'm speaking to Didier Truchot, the CEO of Ipsos, one of the few CEOs in the industry that I have never spoken to. So this is a first for me. I'm honored. I suspect that you're probably not as honored, Didier, but thank you for making the time.
Okay. Anyway, no, I'm very pleased to be there with you, and I hope that it will give me the opportunity to convince you about how our company is doing well right now.
Well, that sounds good. I don't have many concerns about that, so that should be an easy thing for you to do. Well, first, congratulations, first time Ipsos became #1 in the Grit Top 50 Most Innovative Companies. I know that's been back and forth for a few years with you and some of your competitors, and this year was unequivocal that you were considered #1. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. But for us, the most important thing would be to stay there as long as possible, not to stay not to be there just for 1 year, but to stay there for as long as possible. So let's see what will happen next year.
Well, so let's talk about that for a minute. What do you credit that with, as far as this perception of Ipsos as being innovative in the industry? What do you think drove that from your perspective as the CEO?
I would like to go back to my very old days. Ipsos was founded in 1975 and was positioned by its three founders, myself and two colleagues, as a disruptive organization. This is where we were a long time ago. It was in 1975. And the reason why we wanted at this point of time to disrupt our industry is because we thought that the existing companies were doing a great business. They were doing some very good things, but they were not in some ways listening enough to the client's needs. They were not close enough to their business. They were not in some ways embracing the client's challenges. And so what they were doing was very good, was great in terms of piece of research, but was not necessarily very usable. And everything around Ipsos' story is about how can we develop information and services that the clients can catch, and use as simply as possible. So to get there, of course, there is a mindset, but there are also a lot of initiatives that we can take in terms of developing using some technologies, developing some new protocols, bringing some new ideas in a way in which the clients they are not just there to learn, but they are there also to build their own I would say competitive business and to be successful with that. So this is everything that Ipsos does since 40 years ago, even if it's not as visible as we would like, is about helping our clients through innovative products and solutions to make them comfortable with the situation that they are facing as business leaders.
So that's great history. I love that idea that you started as a disruptive force, and I would argue that over the past few years you've had to disrupt yourself. If I recall correctly, a few years ago you undertook kind of a repositioning of the business to focus on the future and new things, and have gone through that process of challenging yourself now to change as an organization to adapt to market realities. Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely, and and we are still not where we want to be, by the way, because I think that we have probably misunderstood how deep our clients' needs were. We are an industry which is pretty large. According to the last ESOMAR numbers, it's a $80 billion industry. If you include, of course, some services which were not maybe traditionally defined or designed as research services, but overall, it's a very large market because it's a market about society, market information, understanding, measuring, understanding the people, and so on and so on. And there is no business activity or no activity at all right now which cannot be which don't need information. The problem is that the market research industry probably stands for too long to a model where, because we were, I would say, large, because we are covering many markets, we thought that, let's say, providing just, let's say, one source of information through panels or survey would be enough. But in fact, the client, they don't care about the source, they care about the final output. They care about really measuring in a very accurate way what the people are doing or what they are thinking, and more than ever to understand how all of that works, because the markets are extremely competitive, they are extremely volatile, they change every day, and so they need some help. And when Ipsos, to name Ipsos, I could mention other companies, but let's say when the established market research company were not able to provide to them what they needed, they came to work with many other companies, starting with consulting firms, and also moving to some, let's say, new solutions based on some specific technology. So all of that created a situation where Ipsos, who had for many years a story of growth and getting quickly the confidence of its clients, started to, let's say, to have a much more flattish business. So we had to shake up a little bit our organization, to shake up ourselves, by the way, and to say, okay, how can we be back to a position where we can really be seen by our client as a potential trusted source of information and advices. So we are in that process. We started in 2014, 15, but there will be more to come to make that happen, because we think that we have a role to play, and this role is about clearly developing with our client the kind of relationship where we bring to them this extraordinary story about how the people are thinking, how they are dreaming, how they can be attracted by their products, services, ideas, and so on. And this is something that we really want to focus on, and hopefully this is where we will be in the years to come.
So if we look at your kind of primary competitors, right? Those that are in the competitive set from a revenue perspective, and we won't name names, so we all know who they are. But those companies seem to primarily have focused on growth through acquisition, and variety of different. They're all in different stages of being bought by private equity, or going from public companies to private companies, and et cetera, et cetera. Where it seems as if Ipsos has kind of stood alone, and I mean that in a good way. That I know you're a public company, but your growth does not appear to be driven primarily through acquisition. Your growth appears to be focused much more on organically earning it. I mean, I know you buy some companies, and but they're not big mega mergers like some of the other companies have done. Do you, as you look at the future, is that what you intend to continue to do, to focus on growth through internal innovation and driving value for your clients, or through kind of this this more financially engineered model where you're acquiring other companies and incorporating them in to achieve greater scale?
Well, it's not an easy question.
I know you may not be able to answer that question.
First of all, when you are considering this question, you need first of all to in some ways to have some clarity about what do you want to do, where do you want to play, and we have very simply stated 2 years ago that we want to play in an area which is to help our clients to fully understand the society, the market, and the people. Fully understand means that they have all the resources, the tools, the analytics, also by the way, the organization to be very well informed about what is going on and how they can choose to play. Okay, where they can choose to play. So this is where we want to be. To be there, we certainly need to in some ways to develop some new initiatives. We need to tackle some unsolved problems. We need to, for instance, help our clients to have a better mastering of their data sets, which is still a challenge, in an area where every day there are more data, but not necessarily a comprehensive way to put these data together in I would say in a secure way, because we are in a world where there are many information. The notion of security, it's accurate. I can trust these sources of information. I can trust this analytics. I can trust these models because I know how they have been developed and I know who is operating them. So at the end of the day, the notion of integrity is playing a very large role. So there are many topics which can be covered through this notion of total understanding that we have made our mantra, I would say 2 years ago. Do we need to acquire companies to make that happening? Probably, not necessarily very large organizations. We'll see what needs to be done. We have some financial resources and some human resources to combine external and organization. Growth through acquisition and through I would say our own efforts, our own ideas, our own choices. But if for the time being there is no need for us to look at our corporate structure and to go to a kind of public to private movement or to ask some deep pocket institutions to go into to invest with us in some areas, but it may happen. We don't know. We need to be, I would say, pragmatic, having in mind that there is nevertheless a principle that we don't want to forget. Ipsos have been always run as what we call an independent culture. Independent means that, of course, we respect our shareholders. We are trying to provide to them the best possible return. But at the same time, we are run by a group of professionals, and we want to stay like that, as, by the way, many other companies in the professional services sector. McKinsey is run by professional consultants. EY is run by professionals, coming from different parts of the professional services world. We are in some ways in the same running through the same principle, even if we are a public company. But Accenture is a public company, Goldman Sachs is a public company. All these companies are, in one way or another, active in this professional services sector, and I don't think that there is any reason why the market research industry should not for its main component being run in the same way.
Okay, all right, that makes a lot of sense, and I like that answer, for what it's worth. Now, if you think about all the trends that are happening in the industry, what is one that has you most excited? You know, that is emerging now, and you think, you know what, this is something that is really going to help redefine how we deliver to our clients or value to our clients over the course of the next few years.
You know, I think that there is there are two very important items that we need to cover, and I would say maybe Ipsos is too ambitious, but we would like to cover both. One is how can we provide to our client the best possible access to the people and to what people do, think, and so on. Because, you know, it's we are in a world where there are a lot, once again, you can say it's easier to access to people than what it was 50 years ago. The truth is that it's easy to access to some people, not to everybody. It's easy to access to some people on something, but not on everything. So the notion of having an easy access to as many relevant people as necessary is something which is, for us, extremely important. So that's the first element. The second item, which for us is fundamental, is about this notion of I would say data mastery, which cover data integration, data analytics, data dissemination, data usage, because no, fake news is not something which is just for the politician. No, there are a lot of information in the market which are a little bit true, but not totally true, which are that our clients should not rely on. So we absolutely need to help our clients to take the control of all this information, at least for what is relevant for them, to be sure that they have everything that they need and in the right format. So once again, it's a very important mission. I know that, of course, the consulting firms are playing on that because they in some ways they have some good arguments to explain that they are well positioned to work on that. But we think that because we are we know the people, we know the markets, we know what information is about, and we are learning to better know what our clients' business are about. So all of that together should give us the ability to play a role in this specific segment of the market.
Okay. So what worries you?
What worries me is you know, every year I am 1 year older, so that worries me a lot because you know I've been working in that industry for 50 years. You know, I feel good, but you know I have to accept the fact that I will have some limitations in my ability to work for another 50 years, which is really worrying for me.
Okay. I understand that exactly. Although I suspect that you may not have as many limitations as you think, Didier. So I wouldn't be shocked. Okay. So we want to be conscious of time. If you think about Ipsos 5 years from now, what is that vision for the company 5 years from now? What does it look like? So
okay, in 5 years from now, first of all, Ipsos will be a significantly larger organization because we are this year we'll probably record $2.2 billion, which looks big for a market research company, but if you compare that with the revenue of McKinsey, for instance, we are a very small company. So, and not to speak about Deloitte and its 500,000 employees. So we need to be larger, fortunately or unfortunately. we need, once again, to stick to our mission, which is really to help our clients to have the best possible sources of, I would say, accessible information, usable information. So we need to stick on that. We certainly need to convince our clients that when they are thinking about data and insight, working with a market research company like Ipsos is not necessarily their worst choice, because we are a neutral source of information. We are not playing any specific game. We think in our team some good and honest professionals who can really work hard with them to help them, and of course we will have put in place all, I would say, the ingredients which will make us more efficient from a data production and a data storage perspective. There are, of course, a lot of stories about the importance of platforms, for instance, and the success of Qualtrics, for instance, have been extraordinary and in some ways a little bit shocking, but it was, I think, a good call in terms of, you are as value as the clients believe that you can help them in an efficient way. So we are developing this kind of, let's say, solutions to be sure that whatever our clients have to do, they will find with Ipsos a solution which will fit with their needs. So overall, I think that this company will be more, I would say, more clever in the usage of a certain number of technologies, more driven by some sciences, including, of course, data sciences, but which will always be as close as possible to the very specific need of each of our clients. So Ipsos is a customized solution-based company. We love to customize our solutions to the very specific needs of our clients, and we want to stay there.
Okay, it's again great answer. Putting on my consulting hat, right? That's the type of vision that we often tell the clients of how to build towards that. So so we're drinking the same Kool-Aid, Didier.
Okay, very good.
So last question. You obviously have a long, distinguished career as a leader, and you've also helped to create other leaders. What advice would you give to the next generation of entrepreneurs that enter in the space? Right, we see it happen all the time. What advice would you give them?
I think that there are a couple of things that I've always at least tried to apply to myself. So I will just communicate that to you. First of all, you need to be confident, not arrogant, but confident, because if you don't believe in what you do, in what you have chosen to do, you are going nowhere. So the notion of confidence for me is important. Two, of course, you need to be resilient, because things are never going in the right way in the first place, or rarely. So you need to be sure that you have the strength, especially the mental strength, to resist to problems, whatever these problems are, small or big. And third element, you need in some ways to lie. I would say to like people. You need to, because we are whatever are the technology usage, we are a people business. So we are providing services which imply the commitment and let's say a lot of experiences and knowledge from our teams, but also we need to be sure that our teams engage the clients in the right way. So the notion of personal relationship whatever it's within Ipsos or from Ipsos to the rest of the world, is really important. So we need to work with people who like the people that they are working with. So if we have these three elements, I think that anybody can do a good job.
That's great advice. Thank you. So I know you hated it, but I appreciate you sharing it. So
okay.
All right. Yeah. So I know you've got a lot going on. You're in New York, so I'm sure that you've got back-to-back meetings. Thank you so much for the time. Is there any last thing that you'd like to make sure that our audience knows about you or Ipsos or anything else?
No, I think that maybe just to summarize, we do understand. We think our clients' challenges, and we are willing to share these challenges with them in helping them as much as we can through our different solutions, tools, teams, and experiences, and hopefully Ipsos will remain as one of the players in this fantastic market. So
great, I have no doubt. So
it's an everyday work, it's never a given, right?
I understand. So I get it. I worry about my own relevance on a daily basis.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Didier. Very much.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. Take care. Bye.